This is Kim Meyer, host of Choose to Rise. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
This is Robert Gardner, host of Fantasy Wizards here on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media. Once you're done with this episode, I hope you'll come check out my show, Fantasy Wizards, where we talk all about fantasy football. A new show comes out every Tuesday and Thursday night. Don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you'll never miss an episode of Fantasy Wizards. Thank you again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
To Coffee with
Keith
and Katie on Public House Media. We are coming to you from the parking lot of a Target in Rockford. We're in
Rockford, Illinois.
We're in Rockford, Illinois.
Not the comfort of our living room as we normally are. We have our coffee with us.
Yes, hopefully you have yours with you. We're heading to Wisconsin. We're very excited.
On the road.
That's why the title of this episode is On the Road again, because we're on the road.
When we did this show from our show's Facebook account, Coffee with Keith and Katie, the Facebook page, when we were doing it from there, we did a show on the road from when we were on our way to and from Houston, and we were in Arkansas, so that's why we're on the road again. But however, we are on the road for the first time with Public House Media, this being our second ever post with Public House Media. We had our first show on Tuesday, as we come at you every Tuesday and Friday at 8:30.
Yeah.
So
big stuff. We're very excited. We're both originally from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And we enjoy Chicago, but we're still not city people. I would say we're not city people.
I think I've adapted to the city probably more rapidly than Katie has.
But it's good to go home.
Yeah, it's always good to go home. I wouldn't say that we're not city people, as we've gotten very good at elbowing our way on and off of subway platforms.
That's how I knew I was a Chicagoan. I got on the train and someone else couldn't get on and I didn't care.
Yeah.
That's how I knew. I have to get to work today. You're going to have to wait for the next. Anyway.
Brutal.
We love going home. Usually it's a short weekend, but with Thanksgiving, we've made it into a whole week and a half extravaganza.
Yeah, we were able to take the week and a couple days leading up to Thanksgiving off. So we're going to be in Wisconsin from tonight until next Sunday. Going to visit her family, going to visit my family, going to be there for Thanksgiving. And we get to watch the Packers and not have to worry about how we're going to get them on our channel, whether or not their schedule is going to line up compared to the Bears. And if we are actually able to see the Packers, we'll be able to see the Packers for the next 2 weeks because we'll be in Wisconsin. So that's very cool as well. And since we're talking about the Packers, let's talk about them and get to our predictions right off the bat.
All right. So, part of our show is every week we either predict the Packers score or we go over our predictions. So Today is the time. This is the time to predict scores for the Packers versus Ravens.
Packers and Ravens. Ravens are in Lambeau Field at Green Bay. Packers are 5-4 after our victory over the Bears, and the Ravens are not that great. They're 4-5. And we have to play the Steelers in 2 weeks from now in Pittsburgh. So it's very important that the Packers get to 6-4 after this weekend, because I imagine we're going to need that little bit of cushion going into Pittsburgh, because we're just probably not going to beat the Steelers at home. Anyways.
I'm optimistic this one. All right, let's give them our predictions.
Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to stay confident in my team, and Brett Hundley. Not Hunter Bradley. Sometimes I get it confused. Anyway.
There's a guy named Hunter Bradley that works at Intersport in the production. You didn't know who Hunter was.
Anyway, with Brett Hundley, I'm going to say the Packers are going to take it 27-14.
27-14. Now, I did not give the Packers offense much hope against the Bears. I said the final score is going to be 6-3. They did a little bit better than that, which is very nice. I will also say the Packers will win. I think they can get it done. And I will say the final score is going to be, I'm going to say 21-17.
A little closer for you.
21 is a little closer. I'm always going to predict a closer game until we get Aaron Rodgers back. It's just plain and simple. Got to go close with these. 21-17. And you?
27-14.
27-14. I had to think about that for a second.
We'll say that's what I said.
All right, so we'll see who's right. We're both pulling for the Packers in this one, obviously. So we'll see who's right. I think I have a commanding lead in our series of Packer predictions of who's right and who's wrong. So
probably.
I think I'm doing pretty well. After 9 games, we predicted 8 of them.
Yes.
And I want to say I am 6-2.
You may want to say that, but I don't know.
I'm pretty positive I'm 6-2. Commanding lead in the series.
Moving on.
Moving on.
So back to Wisconsin. We're going to my parents' place first. We're going to be there late tonight. My parents live on a large piece of land, so there's all kinds of shenanigans we can get up to.
Gonna blow up some trees.
The latest is blowing up trees. My dad's
it's all legal.
Clearing forests. I'm not sure what he's doing.
You can't do that in Chicago.
You can't just blow up a tree. But in Wisconsin, you can buy this little canister and you put it in or on the tree, and if you shoot it like with a gun, with a rifle, shotgun, it explodes. It's
basically like gunpowder with styrofoam to like help it like explode or something. I don't know. It's basically gunpowder.
It's this little thing you can buy at Fleet Farm. Anyone can buy it.
Anybody just say, "Hey, give me an explosive,"
you just blow
and
up
they'll
the
just hand it over to you.
And it's amazing. So
it's fun. It's great fun.
It's great fun. We've done that the past couple of times we've gone. I don't know if we'll get to go skiing. Maybe they'll be making snow. I'd like to go skiing.
I don't know if there's snow up in Wisconsin. It might be the first time I see snow all year. I haven't seen snow in Chicago.
Yeah, you were in Florida.
I was in Florida last week, and I didn't get to see the snowfall that hit Chicago, so maybe we can see some snow in Wisconsin.
But we'll come at you Tuesday night. We'll still be at my parents' and apprise you of all our adventures.
Yep.
There. Now, I know you're all excited to meet Mr. FuzzyFace.
I'm gonna take the phone. Yep. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit.
Mr. FuzzyFace is the unofficial mascot.
He's in there.
Of Coffee with Keith and Katie. You see him?
Gonna bring
shine the light in his eye.
Right there he is.
Hi, buddy.
Hey, bud.
Say hello. This is
all about rain in Wisconsin. All right, David. Well, David, thanks for letting us know. Hopefully it'll get a little colder so we can get some rain. But there's Mr. FuzzyFace.
Say hi again, Mr. FuzzyFace.
The thing is blocking. Move your head. Here, you hold that. And oh no! I dropped the camera. We're okay. There he is. Hey, buddy.
Hi, buddy.
So, he loves to travel.
There's our beautiful.
So, that's the unofficial mascot for Coffee with Keith and Katie.
He's actually surprisingly easy to travel with.
Yep.
The hard part is getting him into his carrier.
Yeah, but
he'll, oh my God, there's so much going wrong.
Yeah, a lot going on right now. But we had to show Mr. FuzzyFace. Yeah, he travels pretty well. He's the unofficial mascot of our show. And our camera's just completely falling off the rails right now.
Everything's messed up.
You don't mess with the equipment once it's set. It's like production 101, but
with Hunter Brad.
But you know what? We're in a car right now.
We are in the parking lot of a Target.
Isn't that crazy technology? We're broadcasting to the whole world on this amazing public house media platform out of a parking lot with a phone and another phone for our light. It's incredible.
It's ridiculous.
It's what we do. Yeah. Anyways.
All right, should we move to the last portion
portion of our show? I always like to quiz Katie with the game NFL or NBA, and because Katie doesn't know players a whole lot, so I just name a player and she guesses either NFL or NBA. Katie was sick and tired of being quizzed, so she now quizzes me on Fridays when I quiz her on Tuesdays. So
yes,
it's all about it's Katie's boat. Let's see
It's the name game. I had to write it down because this got very intricate. I'm very proud of the work I did on this one.
So she did a lot of research to try to stump me. That's how hard it is.
Yes. You ready?
This is going to be... They've been hard the last couple of weeks. But all right, go ahead.
Johnny Unitas. Where did he go to college?
Oh, it's not all about... He played quarterback for the Baltimore Colts.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, the Baltimore Colts.
Baltimore Colts.
Well done.
When the Colts were in Baltimore.
Good job.
So quarterback, Baltimore Colts. And where did Johnny Unitas go to school?
Yeah. This should be something he knows. It's Johnny Unitas. Even I know the name.
Unitas.
Therefore, I'm not even sure it's a school anymore. No, I think it is. I had a Wikipedia page, which means it's true.
Really? I don't know. Johnny Unitas is kind of one of those stories like Kurt Warner, where like he like was kind of like fell off the face of the earth, and somebody discovered him, and he ended up being arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. I have no idea where Johnny Unitas went to school. I'm going to say Delaware.
Louisville.
Oh, Johnny Unitas went to Louisville? I should have known that.
University of Louisville.
They definitely have a football team. Lamar Jackson, the Heisman Trophy winner last year, goes to Louisville.
That guy. All right.
I didn't know that he went to Louisville.
There
all right, good. That was a good one. All right.
See? You should have known that one.
I should have known that. I should have known that one. My brother and my dad are screaming at the camera right now.
Yes. Jeremy Ebert. Or Ebert. E-B-E-R-T.
Jeremy Ebert?
Yes.
Are you going... Is this a historical player?
No.
Or is this a normal player?
This is a normal player.
A regular player? Jeremy Ebert.
Yes. He was drafted in 2012. I'll give you that.
Never heard of him.
I'm not sure if he's in the league anymore at all.
You go from Johnny Unitas to Jeremy Ebert?
Just say where you think he went to college and who he was drafted by.
Tight end.
I don't know.
You don't know the position? That's half the game.
Not this time.
She's not even playing the game right.
You're ruining it for everyone.
He was drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs.
No.
Carolina Panthers.
No. Guess where he went to school?
Jeremy, you went to Michigan.
No. He went to Northwestern when he was drafted by the New England Patriots. All right, Keith.
All right. Well.
Gale Sayers.
Gale Sayers.
Yes.
Is a running back for the Chicago Bears.
Yes, the Bears.
And
you got that one.
Gale Sayers went to Kansas.
Yes.
Boom.
All right, now. So you got
nailed it.
You did okay. You got 3 out of 6. Yeah, 3 out of 6.
3 out of 6.
Yes, you got that Johnny Unitas was with the Colts.
Yeah.
And you got all of Gale Sayers, none of Jeremy Ebert.
Right. Okay.
Now,
so
you can redeem yourself though. What do those 3 players have in common?
What do those 3 players have in common?
Johnny Unitas, Jeremy Ebert, and Gale Sayers.
Now, do you know they have this in common, or do you just think this?
I researched this. I looked at game logs to ensure I had my information correct.
What do Johnny Unitas, Jeremy Ebert, and Gale Sayers have in common?
Yeah.
They've never won the Super Bowl.
I don't know about that.
I think
possible.
that might be a thing, too.
That's not the one that I'm looking for,
I don't
though.
think Johnny Unitas won the Super Bowl. Maybe he did.
We'll look later.
I don't know.
They all played football at Wrigley Field.
Of course you put that in there. Katie is a tour guide at Wrigley Field, in case you didn't know. So anytime she throws a random trivia fact in there, it's probably going to be about the Cubs or Wrigley Field.
I had to throw in Northwesterns because it was a recent one, and I knew you wouldn't get those 3 having something in common. So if you
Should have
don't
thought
know,
about it with Northwestern.
Northwestern,
Yeah, Baxter. She definitely researched.
Baxter.
Holy smokes, that was good.
Northwestern played at Wrigley Field in 2010. It was a disaster.
Yeah,
That's
it was.
Neither here nor there.
They ran out of room.
Little tour guide thing. Right, so the Bears had to move to Soldier Field after 1970 because the field was too short. They changed regulations. So Northwestern decided they would try it again, 2010 versus Illinois.
Yep.
They found out a couple days before the game that they were going to have athletes running into a brick wall.
Yep.
The field was going to run from the Cubs dugout to the right field brick wall. However, we don't want college athletes running into a brick wall. So it was decided the day before the game, all offensive plays would run to the Cubs dugout, where it was safe. First touchdown of the game was an interception against the brick wall. The game took something like 5 hours to complete because they had to switch.
They had to keep switching sides of the field.
Changed.
It was like playing sandlot football where you knew you couldn't like step foot into one of your neighbor's yards, so you always had to travel in the other direction so the one neighbor wouldn't get upset.
Yeah,
it was a
disaster.
But yeah, that was a.
But in doing my research, there are rumblings of having Northwestern back for a bowl game.
Wrigley Field wants to host a bowl game because Yankee Stadium hosts a bowl game. But Yankee Stadium is this brand new, huge monstrosity of a stadium, which can do that, and Wrigley Field just can't.
It just can't.
Al says, boom, nobody saw that coming.
Yeah!
I did not see that coming, Al.
Thank you, Al.
Didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Baxter, I'm super impressed, too. She nailed me on that one. But I think everybody should be impressed that I know because Gale Sayers, where he went to college too.
I feel like everyone should know that.
Nobody's talking about me.
When your dad and brother watch this, they will be embarrassed for you.
That I didn't know where John Unitas went.
That you claim that knowing Gale Sayers where he went to school is a big thing.
It is a big thing. Who else know her?
Something you should know.
My brother and my dad know it, but who else know it?
I know.
Katie had to look it up.
Leave it to me. Yes, it was a disaster. Hopefully it will never happen again.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have to get back on the road.
Got to get back on.
So we can get to Wisconsin out of this awful state.
It's raining right now. It's pouring, so it was a good time to stop. We're in Rockford, coming at you from our car. We have Mr. FuzzyFace behind us. Last time I took the camera off its thing.
Not gonna work.
Last time I took the camera off the thing, I dropped it and everything. So I'm just going to leave it right there. If you haven't joined us before, go back and watch it again. You'll see Mr. FuzzyFace.
He's adorable.
Anyways, we are so thrilled that you were able to join us on Public House Media for Coffee with Keith
and Katie.
Have a great weekend. Have a great week. And we will catch you again for more coffee on Tuesday. At 8:30.
8:30 on Public House Media. From Pittsville, Wisconsin.
Probably from Pittsville. Yeah. We'll do it from there.
Spoiler.
All right.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
Take care. Great weekend, and we'll see you later.